Hello, everybody. Welcome to Mean Fit and Lean. I'm Meat Skeleton. I'm trying to lose weight. In case you haven't noticed, I am struggling, stuck in the upper 270s. And I've been very frustrated. I'm ready to strangle someone. Just kidding. Just kidding. But anyway, folks, so I'd like to talk about aversion therapy and as a strategy for weight loss. And I know a lot of folks are trying to lose weight. Now, aversion therapy is a little bit controversial because it involves some sort of punishment, some sort of physical punishment to your person. Now, in the old days, this was done for deep sexual deviants. They would have their genitals mutilated or something like that. But I'm not advocating for something so extreme. But I was watching an episode of Mama's Family, actually. And back in the old days, back in my day, when I was a little boy, actually, they had something called the Home Shopping Network, which was in the 1980s and 90s. And people would actually call on their phones and order things on Home Shopping Network. Well, in an episode of Mama's Family, Mama gets addicted to the Home Shopping Network. And she can't stop. And she orders a whole bunch of things like a portrait of Elvis that lights up and a bunch of fake jewelry. Anyway, her family and her neighbor Iola decide to get together and do something extreme, but something that will help her to have an unpleasant experience. So the mind connection to the experience so that when she orders something from the TV, she will feel pain, like physical pain. So I was thinking that what I could do for myself is, we talked about looking at pictures of grotesque things, but sometimes I'm so hungry that it doesn't even work. But I was thinking, aversion therapy. So basically, every time I feel the urge to eat something or something good, I hit myself with a magazine or a newspaper. So like this. So I look at something like a chocolate cake or something, and I go, no, ow, like that, and hit myself in the face with a newspaper or a magazine. And this is what they did to Mama. Well, Mama eventually stopped ordering things off the Home Shopping Network. Now, I realize that's just a 1980s sitcom, but I think it can really apply to a lot of folks who are struggling. So I was thinking to advocate for aversion therapy for weight loss. So this is what you do. So what I'm doing currently is I look at pictures of food, and then I go and look at pictures of food, or I make something that's really bad for me, like something, and right before I'm about to eat it, I go, no, ow, and hit myself in the face with a magazine. And I keep doing it. Now, it's preferably that someone else hits you in the face with something, but, this does it in a pinch, So I just hit myself, and I go, no, stop it, stop it, stop, 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 like that. And eventually I'll get the hint. Now, every time I want something to eat, I'll associate it with this unpleasant experience. And that will be a trigger for me not to eat too much. So I don't know if you all want to try this at home. It's very simple to do. Just roll up a magazine. You can also try other things like pins, maybe try pliers or something, or some kind of other kind of device, and then you just hit yourself like, no, 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 like that. And actually, well, some people might enjoy it if they're deviant, but I don't really enjoy being hit with something. And so every time I want to eat, I'm going to hit myself and see if that helps. Now, I know some people say, Mead, that is not going to work. That is just silly 1950s psychobabble. People don't do this anymore. But I really think that this might work because I've tried a lot of other things and it hasn't worked. And I'm doing my meal prep, but I think this is so try aversion therapy. I'm gonna do it myself. So you just keep hitting yourself, and every time you want something to eat or eat something bad for you, And it's better than, I've tried other things like sticking your finger down your throat and forcing yourself to throw up, but that doesn't help. And it's bad for your teeth as well. So this is a much better solution. Anyway, so thanks to Mama's family for that great idea. So this is what I'm doing for that. So aversion therapy, I know it's controversial. I know a lot of people say that in this day and age we shouldn't use that, but I think that I'm not a psychologist, folks, so don't just take my word for it, but I think that in the course of discovering what your triggers are, it might be worth a shot. It might be worth a shot to try aversion therapy. So that's what I'm suggesting to y'all. So hope that is a helpful hint. And by the way, I'll be weighing myself very soon on Friday with some new results, hopefully. Now, today was Valentine's Day, and I did have a few candies, but I got to play a piano at a party, so hopefully that worked it off. So thank you all for watching. Go to my website, meskeletonsplace.com, and remember, folks, say a prayer for someone special today. Bye-bye.